Introduction to rockhounding in Utah. Utah, in the Great Mountain West, is well known for great recreational opportunities. For example, Lake Powell, the Great Salt Lake, Arches National Park, Bonneville Salt Flats, Canyonlands National Park, Zion National Park, and many, many more places that we just don't have room to mention. Utah is a land of great natural wonder, and one of the greatest ways to enjoy it and appreciate it is to learn of the geology and rocks that were formed millions of years ago that we can collect and enjoy for specimens, jewelry, or just rock hoarding. It seems that every town in this great state has at least one known rockhounding spot. But before we get into collection, let's discuss safety. The first thing is to make sure someone knows where you are heading and when you are expected home. Pack with you emergency water, food, and first aid kit. Know your environment. There are snakes, spiders, and scorpions in Utah, and if you don't know what to watch for, you may find yourself in trouble, and we don't want that. Utah has many different environments, and each one has its own issues. This is something to think about before heading out on your adventure. This video is going to be an overall view of the different stones available for collection. This is not a complete list of every rock and mineral in the state. We hope to share with you a wide variety and a few tidbits of information of the great variety that is here. Before you head out to collect, make sure you know the rules and regulations regarding collecting. For more information on each location, check out the state's BLM website. Many places are private property, and one big thing would be to check out the area thoroughly before collection, because there are many private mines in Utah. There are many different large and small rockhounding clubs across the entire state. Not only do they have resources and relationships with many private mine owners, the members are a valuable source of information, and each club usually has a lapidary space where you can learn how to cut and polish your findings. Some rock of Utah are very precious, worth more than diamonds. There are semi-precious stones and rocks with no monetary value that are still fun to look at and collect. One great thing about rockhounding is that anyone can do it. Young and old, and every physical ability. A great way to rockhound is to go on group outings. It is much safer to be with someone who knows the area, and if you blow out a tire on the way or out, you will have plenty of help to get you on your way. The backcountry of Utah can be very treacherous, and four-wheel drive vehicles are recommended. Another great source of information is rock shop owners, and local rock dealers can be a bottomless source of information. A lot of rock shops also host lapidary classes where you can learn about gem cutting, jewelry making, mineralogy, and other aspects of the hobby. Another great way to explore this hobby is to explore gem and mineral shows, especially large local and regional shows. Books and magazines are a prolific source of information. Those made specifically for the beginner are available at local libraries and online. So before heading out into the wild of Utah, you need to gather up your equipment for collecting. The following is not all items you have to have, but it's a good start. A rock pick is a great item and usually has a metal shank, vinyl handle, and a great brand is a swing. A shovel, any will do, but most experienced collectors prefer the short-handled broad type. You should have at least one good chisel. These tools should be made of good tool steel. Safety glasses should be on the list if you are pounding on rocks that may result in flying chips and can be razor sharp. A good pair of thick leather gloves are useful for handling sharp or abrasive rocks. A pry bar can be useful when breaking apart very large specimens from the matrix. Screens are good if you plan to work in alluvial deposit in which your specimens are in sand or gravel. Lastly, what should you bring to carry your finds out? A bucket or heavy-duty bags work well. Just remember, steel tools are heavy, and if you are hiking very far, this will limit the amount of specimens you may end up returning with. A notebook is a great tool to keep notes on each trip you take. It will help you remember the locality and what the specimens are. Utah is a very large state of 84,899 square miles. With that much space to explore, it would be good to break it down into my 5 favorite places to go. The first spot on the list is a local collection site in the Salt Lake Valley. Maxfield Mine, located approximately 7 miles up Big Cottonwood Canyon in the Wasatch Mountain Range, is a small 1/4 mile hike back to the old mine tailings. Items that can be found here with a little effort and digging. You will find nice quartz specimens up to about 4 inches in length. This is an old mine site with more than 10 valence specimens. Pyrite crystals, gold and silver, malachite, galena, quartz, epidote, magnetite, garnet, serpentinite, calcite and peacock ore. The second spot on the list is Pelican Point on the west side of Utah Lake in Utah County. This is a local secret spot for collecting 2 distinct specimens, Rootbeer Onyx, which ranges in color from white to yellow to deep amber brown, with its layers and banding. Many people frown on this being called onyx, but it is the common name and what it is known by. Rootbeer Onyx is calcium carbonate flowstone. The second specimen you can find at this locality is limonite bar, pyrite. Beautiful square stacked specimens that are revered in the local rockhounding community with squares up to fist size. Spot number 3 on our list is a little farther west at an old mine known as Mammoth Mine in the Old Silver City. This is a private mine site and is open to collecting out of the kindness of the mine owners. Stay out of the mines, they are dangerous and run for miles. The collecting to do here is in the tailing piles. Specimens to be found are malachite, azurite, peacock ore, pyrite, jasper, agate, quartz and many, many more. Head down south to spot number 4 for Topaz Mountain. Located down US5 in the Brush-Wellman Road to a well-marked dirt road that goes to the amphitheater of Topaz Mountain. Here is one of Utah's most popular spots where you can collect clear topaz that have washed out from the mountain and has been bleached out by the sun. Heading up into the mountain you can dig for sherry topaz and the rhyolite and red beryl and garnets too. There is a claim up here that charges per day use and they also do blasting, however they don't have the entire mountain and yes you can collect here, just be careful to watch for private mine markers. The Utah favorite spot to collect is dug away for teeny tiny to giant geodes, that when cut offer up a wide variety of growth from different quartz crystals and calcite crystals to fluorite and even opal. Head out of Salt Lake Valley towards Toole on Utah 36, 2 miles north of Vernon is the turnoff for the Simpson Springs Kaya Road. Look for the roadside marker for the Pony Express. From Vernon to the dig site is approximately 50 miles. Be sure to have good tires and the spares, there are no services from Vernon out. Make sure that you have plenty of gas as well because it's a long ways out and back and the road is one I would only bring a truck on with high clearance as this road is not maintained and it is more of a backwoods trail than a road. Besides finding amazing geodes you can find jasper and agates and geode hearts. Utah is a state of pure geological wonder and there are many more spots to visit, with these spots being some of the best known and easiest picking. This list is good for the novice beginner to the crusty sourdough alike. Thanks for watching, and if you found this information useful be sure to subscribe for updates on new videos nearly every week. Be sure to check out Kirsten Saffordart channel to see other videos about everything rock related. Introduction to Rockhounding in Utah. Utah, in the Great Mountain West, is well known for great recreational opportunities. For example, Lake Powell, the Great Salt Lake, Arches National Park, Bonneville Salt Flats, Canyonlands National Park, Zion National Park and many, many more places that we just don't have room to mention. Utah is a land of great natural wonder and one of the greatest ways to enjoy it and appreciate it is to learn of the geology and rocks that were formed millions of years ago that we can collect and enjoy for specimens, jewelry or just rock hoarding. It seems that every town in this great state has at least one known rockhounding spot. But before we get into collection, let's discuss safety. The first thing is to make sure someone knows where you are heading and when you are expected home. Pack with you emergency water, food and first aid kit. Know your environment. There are snakes, spiders and scorpions in Utah, and if you don't know what to watch for you may find yourself in trouble and we don't want that.